as you know, our longtime golf pro is retiring at the end of this year, and after many, many years. It was pretty much a no-brainer for us to bring Kevin in to handle the search. It's a great process, strongly supported here by our club president. It's going well, and I think we're closing in on 50. I didn't look this morning, but if you have any questions, reach out to Kevin. He's a great resource, and I think you end up with the best people out there if you're in the hunt for a golf pro or director of golf. So thank you, Kevin. Okay, I think new business. We had a suggestion from Michael Murray that we all perhaps just take a couple of minutes, 3 or 4 at the most probably, and give an overview of how we're getting through this COVID thing and where we are. I'll quickly start us off. We're open in all the departments. Fitness is greatly impacted as far as attendance, not necessarily just by mandate, but people are a little squeamish. But we have full operation going. Tried doing some classes, but honestly, the Zoom classes were more well attended than the in-person ones. Pool is operational with partial, but going very well. Food and beverage, we loved it when we got half our bar stools back, and then 2 weeks later they had to go away again. That energy that was created in that area, we really miss. Patio dining has been great. Banquets, not so great, almost non-existent. We're having some golf events. We did our summer Hummer, which is our member guest, last month, with some changes. We have the 45 and under version of that member guest coming up in a week, and again, there'll be some changes. No final party and dance and that kind of stuff, but social distancing the carts. We're still shotgun, but we found ways to pull that off. Summer Hummer went well, lots of good comments. So we've just negotiated that as well as we can. Offering a full dinner menu has really been a challenge with the reduced covers. You know, you got enough waste, and the more you put on that menu, the tougher it gets. But otherwise, we're through it. I guess we're getting more and more used to it, and looking forward to putting it in the rearview mirror. So, Dory, why don't you call everybody out for their little quick update?
Yeah, I'll just start kind of down the list here, and I know some are multiple clubs, so I've got Robbie or Chris Gardner from the Grove, whichever one of you wants to speak. We'll just go with Chris since Robbie just talked about the charity class. Go ahead, Chris Gardner.
We're doing okay. Well, most of us are doing okay. I'm hanging in there mentally, but no, I mean, operations are doing good. You know, our a la carte business is up, but our banquet business is non-existent, obviously, for obvious reasons. Golf is, you know, triple the amount of average rounds. We did just aerate, so obviously that slowed things down. All departments are open. The spa probably took the biggest hit. People don't want to have facials in this environment for some crazy reason. But, you know, the biggest thing for us has been juggling the staff and juggling when a case comes in and, you know, that whole scenario. So, but it's you know, for the most part, we're doing okay. Our bottom line is right on track. So we're hanging in there.
Very good. All right. Next club we have, we'll go to Martell. We'll go to Richland. Martell or Chris Brown.
Go ahead, Martell. I'll defer to you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, ditto here, guys. We're you know, showing the same you know, challenges that everybody else is. Food and beverage has been great, except for banquets. A la carte dining is up. A couple of the high points, I guess. we went ahead with that. We had more participants this year than we've ever had. We had over 160 sign up. So we just basically did in-house swim meets. So I think that's the one thing that we can look back to say, hey, that was a good move for us. A lot of camaraderie, and obviously we got the revenue as well. Everywhere else, we've had an uptick, especially in the last week or two, on the positive case scenario. Trying to walk that fine line of keeping the operation safely going versus sending everybody home has been a little bit of a challenge the last week, I would say. I'm not sure if anybody else in Nashville has sort of experienced that specifically, but we went probably 3 months without a case and then had 6 in a week. So that's kind of been one of the challenges that we were experiencing. But hopefully we'll be out of that soon. We're going to go ahead with our renovation of the golf course next year. That was a little bit up in the air, but that'll be starting as of March or April of next year. So if any kind souls out there want to help us out next year, that would be great. And we're still hopeful that we can do the charity event in November if all goes well.
Great. All right. Let's see. Matt Torno, you want to come in on us here? Tell us what has happened at your club a little bit.
Yeah, so I literally just found out that the mayor of Columbia and one of our members, him and his wife, have COVID, and they were at the pool on Saturdays. So now I'm scrambling to try to let people know. He called me to let me know, and then I got to try to let the membership know. We've had our staff tested. Our ground staff is getting tested probably every 10 days. This was out of their doing, just in case we had to shut down. They want to still continue to work on the golf course. I'll note after this meeting, I'll notify some employees. A lot of employees have gotten checked because they may have thought they've had it, but now I feel like more will get checked. That's what I feel bad about, though. There's a lot of people that are getting checked just for peace of mind, and then they go get checked, and they're like, yeah, you're not supposed to be getting checked unless you have the symptoms. It's slowing down the process. But I feel like that's where we're all between a rock and a hard place. We want to feel safe, but we also don't know if they have it or not, too. So we want to make sure that our members are staying safe. So, I mean, it's been a struggle. At Graymere, some of you may know, we're a smaller club. So I'm the membership director, food and beverage director, banquet director, clubhouse manager, GM. So I wear all the hats here. So it's been a struggle, but I mean, we're still open. I think what we'll probably do is maybe, now that I know a member has it, this is the first member that I know that has it, we might shut down for a day or two and do like a deep cleaning for peace of mind for the members and all that. But yeah, every day is a struggle. I just hope that there's a vaccine or we figure this out soon. But yeah, that's kind of what it's been like down here.
Matt, did you say you were testing your grounds crew every 10 days?
Yeah, they wanted to do that for peace of mind. So this way, let's say I end up getting it and the clubhouse has to shut down. I moved here from Kansas City. I was at Shadow Glen Golf Club in Olathe, Kansas 13 months ago. And they had an employee that had it. So what they did was shut down until every employee provided a negative test. That's probably what we would do here if an employee told me that they had it. But the grounds crew wants to continue to work. So they're just going to the health department every 10 days to get checked. So they can say, all right, well, hey, the clubhouse has to close down, but we're going to continue to work because we know we don't have it.
Wow.
How long is it taking to get those results back? You're in Murray County, correct?
Yep. It's taken probably 4 days, maybe 5 at most.
That's bad.
I jump in and say something real quick just to give everyone a heads up. We did have one employee that tested positive, and they say after 10 days you should be good. He did go back after 10, actually it had been 12 days to get a second test, and it still is showing positive. So I would just make sure that if you do have people out, before you let them back into your building, definitely require that negative test, because he had called, he said, I'm fine, I feel good, but I told him we wanted a test first. And I'm glad I did that because he's actually still testing positive.
He may still be going out every night. Who knows?
Yeah, he caught his, he decided to go downtown and party, which luckily we caught it fast. It was a secluded little situation, but he is still continuing to test positive. So it's not necessarily that 10, 14 days they're out and they come back to work. I would strongly suggest asking for that test showing that they're negative. That way your clubs do not get reinfected.
We had a situation similar, but the employee tested positive after 3 weeks of isolation. And the health department told me that it can still be in your system showing positive, but you're no longer shedding, or you're no longer got the virus, although it's still in your system and can still show positive. So, and I've gotten conflicting answers on this. I talked to physicians and the health department, and the reality is nobody really knows.
Yeah.
We've had several employees get it, and obviously mandate them staying home for 2 weeks and anybody around them. But it's a bit of a challenge getting information. The health department tells you, different things, depending who you talk to. So,
Okay. All right. Thank you, Matt and Michael Murray. How about Michael Babb, Memphis Country Club? Come in there for us. Uh-oh. There we go.
You hear me, Dorian?
I hear you.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. Not a lot of differences down here in good old Memphis, Tennessee. Banquets non-existent, a la carte through the roof, golf rounds. People can from home nowadays. Homework seems to end about 1 o'clock. Golf courses are just packed down here. Speaking for all the other clubs, record rounds on a golf course. Health clubs, everybody feels they came back too early in whatever phase you're in. So our health club is open, but not a lot of traffic there either. 0 banquets. All golf tournaments have been postponed, moved next year. We've had 3 employee cases, a lifeguard, a groundskeeper, and then a clubhouse. Problem in Memphis is testing now results are 14 days at a minimum to come back. So that pretty much gives you enough time to recover. Then you have to take another test to make sure you're negative. So theoretically, it could be out almost a month, which is certainly problematic. We're doing okay. We're doing better. We're doing better than we thought. Shutting down banquets and furloughing probably 40 employees has helped the bottom line, but it's certainly tough with regard to our staff and the furloughed employees. Federal unemployment ends this month, so that's going to be some difficult decisions we're going to have to make around here. Not a whole lot else to report. It's all kind of very similar to what we're hearing in Knoxville and Nashville and even the smaller communities.
Very good. All right. Thank you, Michael. And then Mr. Seabrook or Wes Belmead, we'll let you guys go next.
I'll tell you what, I'll just briefly give an overview, and then Wes and Ellie and Nate can also chime in. Just as everyone else, golf is kicking it, tennis is kicking. All the junior camps are like oversold, breaking records. So that's all good. Food and beverage, not so much. We too have had many employees test positive, and we've had to shut down some of the areas because of it. But anyway, we'll all get through this. So go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, just much of the same. We're every day we're looking at it. You just kind of we get together as a group and we talk about what are the things that we know that we can do well based on our limitations. We're probably being pretty aggressive with the contact tracing and so forth. We do have a case. We try to send as many people as we can that were within, close proximity. We've had a few at least incorrect testing results. So we've had some positive cases that came back being false positives. So that's something to keep an eye on. A lot of the clinics, we have at least a couple of the clinics are requiring a second positive test if there is a positive test. So we had one, for instance, 6 or 7 people that went out because of a positive test that came back a few days later as being a false positive. So we were able to get those people back. So we're also getting false negatives. So we have a false negative, and a few days later they get a call that it was actually positive. So it's just a mess. Every day we're just dealing with it and trying to figure out what the best case scenario is. We've been able to keep our venues open. We've been open in food and beverage. We've had to close the dining room here and there, but we've been able to keep the pool open, and everything else has been open throughout the whole time. So again, it's just every day, just making those decisions and trying to figure out what the best case is for our membership and our staff alike. The biggest issue really is getting our membership to follow the rules and getting them to wear the mask. We have a mask order here in Nashville, and so it's a sensitive topic amongst the staff and so forth that our members aren't doing their part. So we're trying to nudge them in the right direction. But that's the biggest thing for us.
Dory, are we behind switching over to Bill Booth?
No, I was just getting in touch with them. I don't think he's come on yet.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, we can keep. I think I got everyone. Unless someone, did I miss anybody that wanted to share? And Kevin Walls, I don't know, because if you had anything you wanted to add just from PTA side, might be helpful. Not to put you on the spot, but I thought you might have some different information or
Well, that's
something else.
fine. I appreciate the opportunity. We have been really, really busy. A lot of our consultants were busy back in the spring helping our members with unemployment and, filing for relief. But I've actually been real busy. Our clubs, like for the most part, were very, very busy. So I had very few phone calls about unemployment. I had several advanced searches this year, like Ben was relating to, which has kept me real, real busy. So we're in the process of, helping Ben and Hillwood Country Club replace the director of golf position. Mike Lathrop is retiring after 38 years. So that process is going pretty good. It's keeping me busy and trying to find the best candidates for that position. Anything I can do for any of the clubs, be glad to help.
Very good. All right, Bill's coming in. I guess, Ben, I think that's everything unless there's just some old.
Yeah, should we all mute now? Bill coming on?
Yeah, we'll let Bill he's just coming in now. His audio's connecting.